Okay, welcome back. We are on part 2 of our video having to do with law of conservation. We're going to start back where we left off. So the question after following our popcorn activity is to relate that to this wood. So is the matter in this wood being destroyed by the fire? So we noticed that in our popcorn activity, we could not destroy the matter. It simply got changed to a different substance. So it didn't actually disappear, if you will. It just ended up being kind of recreated into something a little bit different. So is the matter in this wood being destroyed by the fire? Well, thinking on that, we could say that no, actually it's not being destroyed. So let's learn why. Let's take a basic chemical reaction here. And if we're thinking back, law of conservation of matter says that in any physical or chemical change, matter is neither created nor destroyed, but merely changed from one form to another. So we can see that with this chemical reaction here. We've started out with two pairs of hydrogen atoms, and we've combined that with an oxygen atom that has two of those oxygen atoms in it, and that was put together to create two H2O molecules, which each would have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen per those. So if we look on this side here, how many hydrogen are on this side? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many oxygen? I see 1, 2. Then if we look at the other side, how many hydrogen atoms do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many oxygen atoms? 1 and 2. So we can see that we still have the same exact atoms as what we started with. It simply has changed form. So during any chemical or physical change, the total amount of matter is going to remain constant. So in other words, matter cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. Let's take this pile of wood here, for example. So if you think about your pile of wood, you can burn that wood. When you burn your wood, so have it on fire like this, you might see that you would have some gases, gas molecules escaping. And so again, not anything that's been created or destroyed, but just simply changing form. You might even have this situation here. Maybe you're burning wood inside the house for a wood stove or for your heat, and you might see smoke coming out of the top. So again, it wasn't something created or destroyed. It simply changed form. So part of this changed the form of smoke. And then when you're finished with burning that wood, with that reaction, you'll end up with a pile like this, probably some pieces that won't quite burn. You'll have a pile of ashes. But if you were to put these three things back together, the gases, the smoke, the ashes, and the leftover pieces of wood, if you were to put the mass of those all back together, you would find that you would end up with the same mass as what you started with in this pile of wood here. Okay, so here's a demonstration that we'll be doing. It is listed as Activity 2 on your worksheet. Please do not do this one at home unless you have adult supervision. Make sure that they're with you that whole time. I don't want you playing with fire at home. We are going to use the chart to record the weight of the candle for each minute until our flame goes out. You'll want to be recording that on your worksheet that was included in Google Classroom, so it looks like this. So we're going to put the starting weight right here, and then we're going to put how much after 1 minute, how much after 2 minutes, after 3 minutes. And I'm guessing it probably won't take all 15 minutes. It is a birthday candle, but we'll go as far as what we need to until that candle looks like it's done. So I'm going to switch to my camera so you can see what we're doing and you can record what's needed. I am going to use my stopwatch on my phone, and then we'll be using this scale again like we had before. And then I do have a birthday candle that we can light. So let's go ahead and get a beginning on that. Okay. Hopefully you can see that well in there. Good, and it looks like our beginning weight or mass to record is going to be 9 grams. So go ahead and write that down on your chart where it says start. It's going to be on the right-hand column. And as soon as I have this lit, I will go ahead and start that timer. Try to get the same again. Yep, still at 9. It is lit, start time. And we'll just have to keep an eye on that timer. Okay, so we're going on half a minute. That kind of bright spot above the candle, that's the flame. I know that doesn't come through as well on the camera, being at light in here. Okay, we are almost at that first minute. Okay, there's 1 minute, and it appears that we are still at 9 grams. 9 grams, so you'll want to write 9 over on that side after 1 minute. We'll let it continue burning. As it's burning though, I'm noticing a couple of things. It does have a little bit of waxy buildup started kind of at the base of the candle. Not really so much dripping at this point, and not noticeably shorter yet. About a minute and a half. That's a little bit better view for you. Oh, and my screen's just shut off, so let's see if we can't fix this. Sorry, my scale times out after a little bit. So at 2 minutes, we are still at 9 grams. You can go ahead and record that. And I do have just a little bit more wax built up, and on here it appears it's getting to that point where it is kind of pooling a little bit more. I've got a little bit of a drip possibly starting on the side. It does look like my wick has gotten longer as my candle burns down. Oh, did you notice we are almost at 3 minutes, and we are now down to 8 grams. Let's see if that holds. Okay, at the 3 minute mark, we are at 8 grams for mass. Please go ahead and write 8 grams in the appropriate spot on your chart. Candle is continuing to get shorter as it burns. If you notice, the flame seems to be getting slightly bigger. Going on 4 minutes. Okay, at 4 minutes, we are still at 8 grams. So at the 4 minute mark, please write down 8 grams on your paper. And again, I need to set my mass. Oops. Oh, and I seem to have bumped it somewhere along the way. I don't know if you saw that. It was at 8. I did accidentally bump it a little, and I don't know if that threw it off or not. Almost up to 5 minutes. I know it would be hard to see on there, but I do have kind of a drip going along the edge right here, kind of dripping down the candle. Candle has gotten quite a bit shorter than when it started. I can give you a comparison of a brand new candle to show you what that height would have been to begin with. So this was the height of a brand new candle, if that gives you an idea. So we've lost probably, a good half an inch if you count the wick or the top of the wick. Okay, we are now at the 6-minute mark. At 6 minutes, we are still at 8 grams. Go ahead and mark that down on your paper at the 6-minute mark. Our candle continues to get shorter. I've got quite the puddle of wax at the base of the wick now. My wick looks fairly long compared to when we started. I don't know if you can see here, but we would have started with a wick of fairly small length, sorry, I have to do opposites to get it on there, but fairly small wick, and now it's kind of quite a long wick with a shorter base. Oh, I blinked out again, so let's see what we're on at 7 minutes. Okay, it's 7 minutes. We are still at 8 grams. 8 grams, I think we'll just go till 10 minutes would be reasonable, and then kind of take a look at our conclusion from there. At this point, I know it's hard to tell for it being on a video, but as I'm looking at it, the wick is actually bent over a little bit as it's getting used up. So it's kind of towards the base of the wick is what's still on fire, while the other part's kind of tipping over. And the candle is significantly shorter. It does have wax still oozing down its side. And to do that comparison, again, here was the brand new candle of comparable size. And you can see that it's quite a bit bigger than that candle that we're using now. Okay, at 8 minutes, we are at 8 grams. So again, not much of a change there. Oops, just another little pool come down in the candle there. A little more wax melt down. Okay, going on 9 minutes. Okay, here we are at 9 minutes. Our mass is still at 8 grams. As you can see, our candle has gotten quite a bit shorter, even just since that last minute. It's maybe, if I'm looking at it, it looks like it's about maybe 2.5 inches tall at this point, but quite a bit of wax pooling at the bottom. When we get to 10 minutes, I will have you record, and then we will stop the video, and you will have to pick this up in the part 3 video. Again, I've done something to bump it. Oh, I guess I could expect it to be off just a little bit with human error. All right, so we are at that 10-minute point. As you can see, we are still at 8. Go ahead and record and check back in the next video.